Hello, Boris Pravisham here. First things first. Here's Zek's most amusing creation to date. Oh, I laughed for many an hour when I first saw this. Anyway, let's turn this off so I don't get in trouble. And we'll head back to the station. Where is it? Over there. So I'm going to be doing two things today. First, I'm going to join Anubiz as he builds his first apartment. Actually, there will be, you can see there in the distance that great big red thing. Ignore that for the moment, because that's Ed's apartment, and he built that just after I recorded the next segment with Anubiz. So ignore the part over to the left there. But yes, we're going to build Anubiz's apartment with him. He has yet to furnish it, but he will do that on his channel. And in between that, I will also discuss a little bit about the first big group event that we're going to be doing as part of the Nidd, hosting for other people, I mean. And that is for all of the applicants, whether you made it through or not. Just to say thank you, we're going to host a big event for you to join if you want to come along for that. So stick around if you want to know about that. I will now hand off to Anubiz.
I'm here on the Nidd server, and beside me is Boris Pravisham.
Hello there. And
I'm about to get a little tour.
It's not just me, Draquill's here, in spirit.
Cool, sort yes. In the what did you just call this? With the gun pointing in my face?
This is Eyes, and it's a hunter-seeker drone.
I'm
Sorry,
not scared at all.
hunter-killer.
I'm not scared at all.
Well, if it had bullets, you should be afraid, but it's unarmed.
Yeah.
As it rotates and follows us. That's awesome.
So I'm going to show you down to where your apartment is. So we're making an apartment block in here. This is like the little reception area.
Yeah, I like calling it a space condo.
Space condo. Yeah, nice little waiting area.
Oh wow, like TV and everything.
Do you want to take the lift or the stairs?
Ooh, let's take the lift.
Okay.
I haven't done that yet.
Now you're on the second floor, so you have to press the second button, and we're going down. It's a bit jittery.
Yep.
And not the fastest either, because if it went any faster, it stops being jittery and more explodey.
More explodey. Awesome.
Okay, it's still a little bit bland, there's some, rather
some
dangerous...
holes here and there?
Yeah. They'll be fixed up eventually.
Not going to pass health and safety yet?
No, not yet. This is Bathmat's apartment. He's very secretive, so you're not getting in there anytime
Is
soon.
he? So I can't open that?
No. Everything in there is a secret. He let me in once, even though I built the thing.
Secret rooms are dangerous.
He might have locked me out due to the fact that I threatened to put spy cameras in every room.
Oh.
So, we've gone too far. We ran out of gravity. There is going to be gravity eventually. This is your door. Just ignore the fact that there's no floor.
Yeah, it's quite a drop. So, when you're walking around with your gravity and then no gravity, and don't turn on jetpack, come out the door and have a little ride.
Yeah, I believe it's called a renovator's dream.
A renovator's dream, yes. It's an open concept.
And this is your sort of living area. You can
Cool.
decorate it as you want. I left a little space here. Like if you come outside and see bath mats out this gap out here, he's got this sort of slanted window, which I quite like the look of.
Keep it super secret, huh?
Yeah. So I left the gap there. You can do that if you want, or cover it up. And,
Alright.
put another window somewhere else. You can put a skylight in. The options there.
Looks like he's got a
Yeah, he's got a nice kitchen and
Ping pong table in there.
yeah. Oh, I'm about to die. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
How do I get in?
Oh, yeah,
Use
here, I'll
the
put my head back on.
weldinator over there. It's right next to it.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 30% myself.
Now, why can't I fly? Oh, I won't be able to fly.
That's that one aspect of this game.
Yeah. So there's like the room out the front, and then it curves around into a hallway which leads to the hangar. I'm not sure if everyone yet will have a hangar, or some people might not want a hangar, just a room, something like that. I'm charged up. So if we,
I'm gonna go out there myself.
You're gonna charge
I
up?
need to charge myself here. Yeah.
That's something we probably should have done before starting recording.
Before we started, yeah. Is there a cockpit on this, or did it just sit in
No,
the
it's just a
There's
seat on the top.
passenger seat.
the seat on the top? Okay. Oop. As I run myself into the welder.
I still have to get used to this drones hovering around thing.
Oh, I'm moving it now. Stop. Is it
Are you
just
sure
flying
you're
a
moving
thing? I'm not touching anything. Oh, is there another cockpit in this thing?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm
There's
out.
only one.
the ghost welder is not mine.
Where are you actually sitting, Dracul?
I'm out of it now.
Me?
I'm back at
I'm
the...
over at the Delta.
I thought so. Yeah, he controls everything from his mothership. He
Oh,
sits down on his
remote
asteroid.
Control.
Yeah, eyes and the weldinator.
Yeah, that's awesome with the new update that they allowed you, or they have the remote control blocks now. I've been waiting for those.
So again, imagine this with a floor. It would come around to this little hallway. The hallway might have some more access, but this is a shared hangar. You don't get your own hangar here, but you can upgrade later if you want. And so someone else would have this side over here. But if you don't like sharing, then there's always the option of
the block.
Yeah, in right where I am now is
Right
the
where you're
midpoint.
standing, yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're flipping around.
Yeah. But yeah, if you don't like your next door neighbor, you can throw in a wall here, and there's also a little bit of storage room.
Yeah, in case your
one-way
neighbor
glass.
has too many spy drones.
Yeah.
I'll put in one-way glass for my side.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a storage space here. You might sink it down and have some cargo containers or something in here. Place to park maybe. And then this will be the door over here. So you can see where there's a gap in the floor. That's where the piston door would slide up. And
Cool.
there'd be another one on the other side, but because it's quite small, actually, it should be all right. Well, don't worry. I was originally going to put a door on the top, but that was only because my original plan was to have a bigger hangar with a small door. But this hangar is the same size as the door, so one door should do. Right, so
Right, like every opening or every floor part would be a door, and it will open in different directions. And they all open at exactly the same time.
there would be another door here where I am now, which would lead out to the corridor again, because you can see this is the corridor that leads back to your main door. So you would have two entrances. And then that corridor would continue on down to the third floor from here, probably. It's odd, because there's 3 floors here, and I'm not sure how to number them, because in space there's no up. And the main floor is the top one, and then we go down. So I've been calling the second floor the one in the middle, and the third floor the one on the bottom.
Well, it's a dynamic numbering, right? So if you for right now that sounds perfect, but if you add another floor on the bottom or another floor on the top, then you just change the numbering.
Yeah. Or I could make the floor on top -1.
Yes,
Well,
actually,
it'd be
that's
floor
better.
0. No, floor 0 is this. I'm confusing myself. No, yeah, it would be floor 0 because Floor 1 is the one with the reception, and then it would be floor 0 if we go up, and then floor -1. Yeah. This is a foolproof system.
This, I like it.
Yeah.
And you know, now that you've mentioned it, it's definitely going to stay that way.
Just like in cities where they start at 00.
Yeah. So
Street numbers, right?
that's another thing. You'd have to pick a number. Well, apartment 2
see
would
that,
make sense.
Yes, Batman chose 1, so logically I should pick 7.
Yeah.
12.
You're in apartment 7. No, I like that idea. We'll have apartments of all different numbers, so that you can never find anyone.
That's right.
It makes sense if you don't think
the
about
forward,
it.
up and down numbers change as you walk vertically, not vertically. Or sorry, I just said that same thing twice. As you go back and forth, not up and down, is what I meant to say.
Yeah. The thing is that this isn't in a grid pattern. Like, there will be things everywhere, and you never know. Someone might end up living in this gap in here. So, number 7's fine with me. Because, you know, we could be squeezing people in anywhere. There's no real sort of code of practice in this place. So that might be a drawback for you. But for me, as the landlord, it's brilliant.
Yeah, anything goes is a pretty good rule for the landlord.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you want to do? Do you want to cut away and build some?
Yeah, so I think we'll make a cut here, and we'll get started maybe on the floor, and then we'll cut back and show you guys some of the progress as we make this a non-death-defying room. And
I'm back. Sorry to do this to you, but we'll get back to what we were doing in a minute. I just felt right now that it was a good chance to let you know that on Anubiz's channel, he will be uploading sort of all the little bits and pieces between the start and the finish. There are some, you know, funny little things that happened while we were building. That's on his channel, so if you, it'll be in the description below, right at the top. You can go over there and watch that. It's uploaded at the same time as this, so it should be up now. What I'm going to do, I wish toolbars saved, and I also wish I'd start making use of the multi-toolbars, you know, the 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm still not used to that. It's been out for ages. That seems good enough for now. What I'm going to do is just sort of build in this area. There's going to be another apartment here. Instead of making it up, well, the entire purpose of all of this is to make it up as we go along. There is a lot of spam with all these antennas and beacons everywhere. And there's only going to be more. So we probably should get a bit more organised with that. There's a spider cave. We've got to go check that out in a video not far from now, I think. So, how will we start here? Right, so what I'm going to be talking about is the big event. So it'll be hosted on the Land of Nod server. Hopefully, anyway, you know how Space Engineers is at the moment. I think I'm going to bring this around a little bit more than that, so we'll just get rid of that there. Yeah, you know how Space Engineers is at the moment. If it doesn't work, then I can only say sorry in advance. But the idea is to go over to the Land of Nod server, which is run by Hasbin, the public one. And on there's a whole collection of asteroids, as you'd expect. And we're going to play a game. So I'm going to invite all of the applicants along. Whether or not they can make it, you know, hopefully as many as possible can. This won't be the only time we do something, by the way, so if you miss out, then, you know, there will be other chances. I think we can now just bring this in a little bit. I think this side will be the hangar. We'll get rid of that wall, and we'll have the room in there, and then the hangar around here. It'll be a bit of a wider hangar. Yes, if you miss out, then it's no problem. We will be doing more in the future. This isn't the be-all and end-all. As for whether other people are invited yet, I'm not sure. It depends how many of the applicants are RSVP. You see, I am a tad worried that... well, worried's a bit of the wrong word, but when I put up the video for the applicants, I was genuinely not expecting that many. Especially, it's a video watched by 200 people, and 10% of them applied. So, even if 100 people watch this one and 10% of them decide they wanted to go play, that is still, 10 people, which is quite a lot on a Space Engineers server. And I don't want to overload it, especially since it has been so, not mine. So I'll wait, I'll reserve judgment on that and see what we come up with, who decides they want in or not, and then whether or not I open it up. Obviously, you can be on the server at any time. If you enjoy, playing survival with other people on a stable multiplayer server, then this is the one for you. Land of Nod is a great place to go, and I pop in there from time to time. I'm trying to encourage the other Nidd members to do so as well. So, if you want to come play with us, that's the place to be. So it's just whether or not I announce to the public what time we'll be doing this. I haven't actually explained what we'll be doing. So yeah, there are a whole heap of asteroids, and the idea is to split into 2 teams. And over the course, I'm thinking maybe 2 hours at this stage, though that could change. All of these rules, are entirely subject to, just depending on what we come up with. So yes, over the course of a couple of hours or maybe more, which you won't have to be there for all of, there will be 2 teams. They'll each get a base on the 2 furthermost asteroids. So, like if that asteroid and this asteroid, so you'd have one there, and then between those 2 asteroids, there's a whole clump of them. I think there's 4 at the moment, although it has been said he's going to have a little fiddle with the map and, make it all a little bit nicer for what's going to be coming up. So one team would have their base on one asteroid and one would have their base on the other major asteroid. And then the idea is to capture as many asteroids as possible. And this is done by placing a large beacon. It has to be a large beacon so that you can set the radius, the broadcast radius, to infinite. And that's because you have to share it with all. So obviously the 2 teams are split into 2 different factions, which will be at war with one another. And then the asteroids has to be shared with all, so that everyone on the server can see it, no matter the faction. And that is to denote whether or not you have control of an asteroid. So you have to place down a block, a reactor, or a solar panel, power the beacon, and while that beacon is powered, you have control over the asteroid. Now, it's a little bit hazy as to the rules for a couple of things. We're going to iron them out as we go along, but at the moment they stand that you can use any means to capture those asteroids. So any sort of weapon system, any sort of defense system. We will be starting from absolute scratch, so you will have to build everything up as you go along. And then for the first hour, you're not allowed to attack the other base at all. So the other base is off limits. Then after that, the time may change. But after that, the other base is okay to go for if you have captured all of the other asteroids. And then the main base, your enemy's main base, is sort of the last target, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. We don't want to be building down that far yet. What am I doing? Oh, I'll get rid of that so it's not confusing me. I'm not the greatest at building and talking. So yes, and then the winner would either be the first person to capture all of the asteroids, including the asteroid that the enemy team is on, although, it is set the way that it is to be a little bit difficult to capture all of them, in that you can't attack the enemy base until you have them all, and after an hour, because we wanted to try and, drag it out a little bit, get some more interesting strategies than the, initial rush, because it's not exactly a fast game, this one, like Space Engineers in general, which is, that's all right. I like that sort of thing. So the idea is to make it a little bit longer, and that is because when the timer counts down to 0 from the 2-hour mark, or whatever we decide to set it at, when it counts down to 0, the team with the most asteroids wins. I'm hoping at the moment that there will be 8 asteroids, so the 2 main ones and then 6 other ones, although that may be down to 4. It really depends on how many people come along. If we only get teams of 3 or 4 or something, then we don't want 6 other asteroids. There'd be a bit of a handful to maintain. But hopefully there's a little bit of a strategy, to whether or not to attack one, at what time, how many resources, how much time to spend on building ships and different weapons and all of that sort of thing. I'm not entirely sure how to divide the teams up, because if someone like Drakol's going to play, he's sort of a master weapons builder and can build them quite quickly. So I'm not entirely sure how to divide the teams up in a fair way. Because I'm probably going to be somewhat of a liability with my ping, things like that. If you want to know more and to keep updated, the link to go see the Steam group is below. This won't be the only event, which brings me on to my next point, which is that one of the applicants, Nordic Beast, I don't think he'll mind if I share that his name's Chris. He seems to go by both. He just missed out on getting a position, and he's been a sort of long time watcher here, and he comments a lot, and I kind of wanted him to get in, but as a it sounds a little bit bad to say that as a replacement for, but I think he would be fairly good in the role of, say, an event manager. So I've asked him if he wanted to do that, and we're going to give it a go. Obviously, it might not be something that he wants to do after he gives it a try, or anything like that, if he doesn't have enough time, that sort of thing. So it's not necessarily a permanent arrangement. I hope it all goes well and that it is, but at least for a little while. Then it wouldn't be permanent. Anyway, so what he's going to be doing, because I'm not the most reliable of people, my schedule, my day-to-day schedule, my week-to-week schedule isn't exactly predictable. Hence why I don't have a schedule for my uploading. So that I, upload a survival episode every day this week, and then a different thing this week. I do what I feel like doing, and when I have the time, because, otherwise it just wouldn't be very fun for me, and ultimately you either. I'd have to bank up episodes, and in this sort of a game where it updates so quickly. Why am I putting... No, I will need to put a double layer here. I just put that all in the wrong... That should have been a heavy armor. Yeah, so that's why my uploads are irregular, and the same thing would go for... I'm just going to quickly charge up. Same thing would go for planning events. So rather than... I say so a lot, don't I? It's a horrible word, isn't it? In most cases, it's absolutely not needed. People who put, like me, who put so on the front, it's kind of PR speak, putting so on the front of sentences. It's really not required. You can just drop it entirely, which is something I need to work on. That was a sidetrack, wasn't it? That's right, Nordic Beast. He's going to be... He's more regular than me. Well, I'm hoping anyway, and it will be his job to ensure things that are scheduled get done, if that makes sense. So he will be organising and scheduling, maintaining, and keeping keeping everyone in line, and mostly me, so that we can get things like these various events, these ideas that both me and the other members always have, but never come to fruition because we don't have, time to do it. maybe we'll build something and then it just never gets. I've got maps that are just lying around that are never used because I've never sort of organised a group to play with. A little bit of an interruption there. What was I saying? Yes, so rather than have things fall by the wayside all the time, I'm going to put someone in charge of organising everything, and he's got a few different ideas. Those rules that we just went through for the we still haven't got a name for it, that asteroid game. We are going to call it the Nidd on Nod, because that's, the alliteration's funny, isn't it? Laugh. So, whenever we pop over to the public Nidd server, which is hopefully quite a lot, we'll let you know with the Nidd on Nod series. I will be recording all of that, by the way. So, yeah, and hopefully he'll also be organising things like Weekend Madness with me. So you'll see him around quite a bit, posting on the forums in there, I should first check behind this wall. That will be the stairwell, won't it? Isn't it? Yes, so I can't go in there. And you know what? I probably should put a double layer. So we will lose a little bit of space, but I think the double layer will be necessary in order to not... what's the word? Colour the inside wall in there. So we can colour this outside wall without touching the inside, and put a different, like if you want an interior wall or something like that. So I'm not going to weld this up just yet. I'm just giving you a sense of the size. So I should bring this across here. Yeah, so things like Weekend Madness. I'm also hoping to do other events like this asteroid game. I'm not necessarily going to be at all of them. The idea is that each of the members sort of get, I guess you could say, administrator status within the Nidd group. So they get to take on projects that are... I keep coming up with far too formal words, but sponsored isn't really the right word, but it kind of fits. So sponsored by the Nidd. So we use whatever assets we have, whatever group, and the team members, builders. We've got some really good builders now, good YouTubers, as well as, of course, access to servers and stuff like that. So whenever the various members have different ideas about things that could be done, different game ideas, or maybe you have a good idea that you can suggest, and one of them will pick it up if they like it, including me. So that I said so again. That's part of the idea for the Nidd, is just a community of SE players. It's always probably going to be small. It's small at the moment. Oh, hey, Zach. It'll probably be a minute before he gets in. Oh, Spider-Man's there as well. Did they both come on at the same time? Surely Spider-Man just came on. I'll probably watch this back later and find out he came on, 5-10 minutes ago or something. Yes, so a community just of, a small little group of friendly SE players, and just have a little bit of fun, organising things that alone would never be possible. So I hope people like this, because I'm putting a fair amount of effort in. I want it to work out. I've got a little bit more spare time now, so I'm putting it into organising this sort of stuff. That's why you're not seeing as many various different videos, as I'm busy setting up servers and talking to people like Nordic Beast, who's organising stuff, picking applicants, all that sort of thing. And I want it to be a place where people don't need to be sad because they didn't get onto this server. But there are plenty of other things that they could be doing that we're helping them. Yeah, I'm just waffling on about nonsense now. How about you let me know what you think about that? Do you want would you like to see that asteroid game, or a few suggestions of rule changes, that sort of thing? And I'll just quickly show you what I've got planned here. So I think this end's going to be the room. Although it was going to be... That's a bit far away. Although it does have direct access to the stairwell. I think I'm going to have to sort of make this an all-in-one. So they would come out there, which is the bottom floor, the third floor as we seem to be calling it, and then they would walk down here. Maybe this end can be the room. Yes. So in here can be the general room, and then there'd be a bit of a wall if the person who moved in wanted it, and a hangar over here, with that being the main door, and I think over here would just be a little bit of a storage space, you know, to park your ships, that sort of thing. So this is another apartment. Wonder who's going to move in here. It's not a prime location. You know, it's a little bit shady, but you can light it up, and you get to see the traffic flying above you as they enter into the main station. Well, the main station is slowly being dwarfed by the apartment block. It's getting a bit choppy down here. The frames are dropping. Anyway, I'll pass you back over to Anubiz now as we wrap up and show you what we accomplished. Remember, if you want to see what happened between in the start and the end that I'm about to show you, you can just quickly duck over to his channel.
So, welcome back, everybody, and welcome to base condo number 77, right beside number 1.
Yeah, it's a system we've decided to go with. Whatever anybody picks.
That works for everybody.
Yeah. Just
everybody likes whatever anybody wants.
Imagine that door's welded and complete.
That's right.
Yeah, we couldn't be
So
bothered
it's not
running back.
completed yet, but we're getting close. We actually have a floor now. As you can see, there's a little lighted walkway into the open space. Some windows up here, so we can see out into the wild space yonder.
And a skylight.
Yeah.
Which sort of works.
Very nice.
No, it doesn't work. Oh, yes, it does. Over in this corner, you can get some sun. In the one corner.
Right here. So I'm going to set up a tiny bed right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are going to have to do that now.
Actually, it's a great view of incoming asteroids, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I can get a front row seat of the apocalypse right here.
Just before they hit your bedroom.
Yeah, if meteors come on, then this is a perfect target.
That's right. And then, so then around the corner here, we've let it down. This is the walkway with a gigantic window over here, which is good. There's also going to be a walkway there coming back from the hangar. And over here, we're currently
in that gap
working
up
on
there.
a...
Sorry for talking over you, but in that gap there,
no
just so
worries.
people know, that's the corridor that leads back to his door. If you just want to get a sense of how things are, it's an L shape.
Yeah. And then this here, we're planning on putting in because we have a bit of a architectural challenge here where the door will be unable to be centered because it's only too wide. So we're going to put I've lost the word.
A sliding piston door, yeah.
Thank you.
That'll come from the top down, and we'll cover up the workings of the piston, so it'll just, at the level here, it'll just look like it's sliding down from there.
Yeah, and then out here is my half of the hangar, right here. Yeah, and so this is where we're going to be starting to work on some ships.
Mm-hmm. Which is still yet to
Very
be
good.
complete. And this side's slowly being done. And little storage spot
You
as well.
try flying a drone from one camera that's not attached.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all.
Very good. Yeah. So there's the progress so far, and I'll see you guys all in the next episode with some more.
Yeah, and you got to furnish this yet?
Yes. I'll be furnishing this, making this beautiful, and the sunbed right here. All right. I will see you guys all in the next episode, and I am super excited to be on the server with everybody. So I look forward to more of this. See you later, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.